that's one of the reasons why you think the Chinese are worried about India or get nervous about India, is because of that India has been used in the past to try and rein in China. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. So, I mean, if you were looking at the world from a Chinese theorist's point of view, you would certainly see India. It's the curse of the blessing of geography. India is just located in such a way, geographically speaking, that it has very few options other than to align with, in a negative fashion in relation to China. In that sense, the weird thing is that Pakistan, much smaller country, many fewer resources and so on, yet they have a certain kind of strategic autonomy that allows them to create, all kinds of alliances. India doesn't really have that strategic autonomy, simply because of our geography.
But right now, at least if you see what we read, what's coming up in the papers, it sounds as if China is going to try and discourage it. You heard Foxconn, for example, saying that we can't have these workers, so they have to go back. There's some talk about the components that cannot be supplied to India. There's talk about rare earth. There's talk about specific machinery. Are you thinking that that's a real problem, that China is going to systematically block the rise of India?
See, Vikram, in the last 10 years, if you see many nations looking inwards, right? Those days are gone that where people are looking at, large FTAs. It's now more bilateral FTAs. And I think that's happening in every country. If you look at even the semiconductors, right? Whether it's US or Europe, they want large semiconductor companies to come to their countries, right? So it's not only China which is doing this. And I think this is where India also has to, make out a strategic roadmap that we need to be Atmanirbhar, or we need to be independent, right, in the next 5-10 years. So we need to be doing our own components. We need to have a large scale. We design our own products, and we skill a massive amount of people.
China has 30% of global manufacturing. For us, manufacturing a share of GDP is 15%. It may go to 20% by 2030. The world has surplus goods because of China. The Chinese said we'll invest $150 billion in AI 7 years ago. They invested. The second largest power in AI, maybe more sophisticated than US in many ways. And the Chinese said we're going to invest in EV, invested $300 billion in 10 years. The largest superpower in EV today.
You have to grow. You have to grow really fast. You have to build your capabilities. You have to build your military capabilities, your economic capabilities, your social capabilities, everything else, right? You were saying that the policies that Nehru followed. Now, it's become very fashionable to blame Nehru for
It's not fashionable, it's data.
Fine. So there were certain things that Nehru, you also agreed, did correctly.
He did many good things, many bad things.
Yeah, some good things. So the policies that actually were probably the ones that held India back was when you don't trust your own people, when you have licenses and quotas and permissions and say that you are shackling private enterprise. You're shackling the inherent
economic freedom of the people.